Welcome to your magical moon message, ladies and gentlemen. This is the peace dealer out here in these streets, literally dealing peace. The moon is in Taurus, the sun is in Pisces. This is natural divinity that's manifesting. We're at the final part of the first phase of this cycle from Pisces, Aries, and Taurus. You need to have an attitude, okay? Third house is the attitude. Sixth house is the behavior. Some of y'all need to develop an attitude. You are coming into the full experience of how divine you are. And this is going to, with the South Node opposition to the moon, make you very aware of people who don't think that you are worth what you have and people who are trying to undermine you. The third house is an attitude. You have to have an unconventional, eccentric attitude that fully, it's not about believing, even though Pisces is believe, that fully acknowledges the infinite value that you possess. Period. Okay? Develop and manifest and feel into the grounded nature of everything you've really accomplished, because people will try and twist it. And let me not say people. Shout out to people for existing, because influences and negative spirits will try and influence how much value you feel in yourself or lack thereof to turn your W's into L's. And this is not a game, because at this critical juncture of this activation of this new moon cycle that you've manifested the power of the name of, it's coming very real, y'all. This moon in Taurus is going to give you a sneak peek of the eclipse we're going to have and how real your dreams can really be and how real they really feel, because this is manifesting the unconventional, extra-dimensional, supernatural attitude of your awareness of your supernatural divinity. Supernatural divinity pertaining to Sun, Jupiter, and Neptune in Pisces, which is a collective expression of the unconscious, pertaining the connection, interweaving you with everything, that with the moon in Taurus, you are individually feeling how your values adjust your attitude about how fucking amazing and badass you are. And some of you need to accept that you don't have to fucking explain anything to anybody. And so this is going to really manifest an attitude grounded in reality, where you don't have to front, you don't have to fake it. You can just be real about what you've done and who you are. And it'll put everything into perspective. And this is going to be very important, because this is going to really, once again, bring to your awareness deceptive influences that are just so intimidated by how unconventional you express yourself. Instead of actually being true, they're just getting in their feelings. Period. They're just getting in their feelings completely. And this notion of, and by the way, this attitude I have is not towards anything specific. This is just period. I have Saturn on mood. I channel the world. I feel the world. So like, please, I hope no one's taking my attitude personally. I'm practicing what I preach. This is the attitude that's being manifested that you have to have. Attitude having to be had. Remember, Taurus is I have. And the third house to Pisces is Taurus of attitude. Has to be had towards people who want to passive aggressively, under false pretense, presuppose that you're not even valuable, or that you're not worth what you decide in the moment you're worth. This is why this is tied to how you identify yourself. Everyone in this world is entitled to their opinions. So people are allowed to feel the way that they feel about things. But to the extent with which they make that your problem, you must zip down your pants and let them know that your dick is free to suck. If they're going to spout bullshit with their mouth, they need to be sucking your dick. This is just imperative, no matter how old you are. Okay, I know this is controversial dialogue, but this is very important. You need to let people who will take time to just spew false rhetoric know that they could be sucking your wee-wee. I know for most of you watching it's a clit, but you need to tell them to suck your wee-wee. The emphasis on wee-wee or penis is just so distinct, it'll deliver that message. And this is Uranus in Taurus, square Saturn. So many of you are dealing with manifesting a more complete knowledge of your true value by transcending this outdated, facetious, evil, and deceptive nature of the collective to put you in a box. and to inundate you with false presuppositions and just outright lies. If they can manipulate you through low self-esteem into giving into a false narrative or agenda. Shout out to Kanye West, who is controlling the narrative. Saturn in Aquarius is control Saturn narrative Aquarius. It's not even as simple as just controlling your own narrative. It's not allowing at all, through controlling your narrative, to let other people control your narrative. Because if you let them, they will. And so this is the fundamental square before we step into the first quarter square of Saturn and Taurus. We're going to revisit this when the moon is in Leo. But this is so very crucial because after this transit, it's going to feel a little bit frictiony because you're dealing with people who are going to project things that are untrue, factually speaking, in an effort to project how they feel while not taking into account the objectivity of the situation, which fixed sign, you have to maintain in integrity, and it's going to manifest more value for you. So really keep this in mind, because if you get too caught up trying to defend yourself, Taurus can get really defensive. You have to remember that the value and attitude you're manifesting doesn't have to be defended, because what's real cannot be threatened. You are manifesting this right now. This is one of the strongest transits right here. A lot of you are just going to remind yourself, wait, I'm the fucking shit. I've put in so much work to really develop myself. And Taurus, Earth, practical, there's tangible evidence to prove this. That's what I'm like, you're not gonna have to really say much. Like, you're gonna be like, wait. For example, there are people out there who want to call me a scam artist, and I'm not talking about anyone in particular. There are people out there who see what I do and they either think it's of the devil, or they think I'm a pseudoscientist, or there are certain people who might really think that I'm being influenced by whatever. And like I said, people are entitled to their opinion, but ask them to produce evidence. Ask them to actually produce, outside of hearsay or what they believe, actual facts. And they're going to start stumbling and they're going to start mumbling, making stuff up or lying. Case in point, there are a lot of people who will see what I do and say I'm a scam artist, but ask them to produce one scammer. You can think metaphorically that I scam people, but if I'm a scam artist, then they're clearly people I scammed. It's not like someone before, whose name I won't mention, that I told, hey, I paid this person $100 for a service and they didn't really deliver. And then 10 other people were like, hey, I got scammed in similar fashion too. Here are receipts. And then someone tried to twist it like I was defaming them, when really I was just standing up for people who didn't get their money or didn't get what they paid for because they got scammed. Right. In that case, there's actually evidence of people being scammed. So if I call that person a scammer, that motherfucker's a scammer. But people will call me a scammer. I have over 6,000 hours. I have over 6,000 orders on my online shop. I have over 6,000 orders. Shout out to y'all holding it down and investing in the vision and building this infrastructure. Okay, I have over 6,000 orders in my Shopify account. I'm not even talking about my Wix account. Okay, I have over 6,000 orders on my Shopify account since like 2014, and I've done over 10,000 hours in this. And you cannot find one person I scammed. You can find people who've requested a refund. It's not that many people, and they've all gotten their money back. You can find testimonials on the website, 5 stars, people who actually have bought and paid readings and have been honest about it, but you cannot find one person that I scammed. So it's kind of interesting to talk about. This is why this moon in Taurus is going to have me develop an attitude, because it's like, wait, I don't have to argue with people about me being a scam artist. The burden of proof, if you want to understand this moon in Taurus, listen to Burden of Proof by Benny the Butcher. It's a classic album. And he's Sun in Taurus. If you really want to get put on, just listen to that album. The burden of proof is not on me. I have never scammed somebody. Obviously, there will be someone that comes forward. Who did I scam? Who? Thank you. And so this is the attitude you need to take towards people who willingly undermine you with no proof, with no evidence, with nothing real outside of just their opinion or their hatred towards you. And this is where that South Node in Scorpio, social, okay, opposite Taurus of individual value, square Aquarius of collective narratives, is going to test through Saturn how about it you are. Listen, from the peace dealer to you, and I know I just spoke in third person right now, please do not let people play with you. You want to take that warrior energy of Aries and fight. You don't have to fight for nothing. Stand your ground on this solid Taurus energy and feel your value that you've worked for and towards, because people are going to be acting like, people will take your W's and 10 years of work and act like you're the worst person. How dare you? Yeah, I know you did all this, but it was for the devil anyway. And you letting that emotionally get to you is just proof that they have power over you, when you can just look at it objectively and be like, wait, in order for that to be true, there should be evidence produced, and there isn't. In fact, the opposite's there. You must be delusional. Let's get it. The best part about this transit is that the third house is the house of skills and abilities. So extra dimensionally through Uranus, you are also creating, okay, through the Pisces imaginative portal, an unconscious higher causal mental faculty of bringing into reality, you heard it, new abilities based off of new superpowers that you've awakened over the past 6 weeks. So when the moon is in Leo, before we end Pisces season and we have the 6th house transit of you feeling how creatively you can integrate these new abilities into your lifestyle, Moon in Leo is going to be a whole Disney movie where synchronicities like 666 show up, which honestly doesn't have to mean anything. And I was just exploiting how controversial 666 was to act like it was a sign, but actually that could be a sign. You know what I'm saying? 666 is going to be a fucking Disney movie, like synchronicities like that over and over and over again. Now you have to develop the attitude about how you're going to step into that. So before the Disney movie, right, before the full moon where we integrate new magical abilities, and you have to go through Moon in Leo to integrate new abilities into your behavior, this is the transit that sets fixed Taurus, the natural attitude of new abilities, true north, baby, that you are going to establish while the moon goes over the true north node of Taurus. Okay, this is real deal. You know, I'm the magician, right? Mercury incarnate. So this is very, very, well, I wouldn't just say Mercury, but this is very, very, very important, because you're establishing the real physical 5 senses, tangible, taste, feel, smell, reality of the magic of who you are. Updated. Remember, this new moon in Pisces was a firmware update. It was a software update. And so Moon in Taurus is where the download is finished, baby. And then we're going to go into Moon in Gemini, and then you turn the software on. Okay, and then from the Moon in Gemini to Moon in Virgo is you integrating this new attitude software into your behavior. Full moon completion. By the time we're at the full moon, you're playing the new software. You're like, oh my God, these features are lit. I can see myself so much clearer now. So like, let's get it. Listen, this is going to be controversial. Uranus square Saturn is controversial. This is the Wall Street bets, sticking the middle finger up to hedge funds. Like, listen, you're not going to be finessing stuff anymore. You see me? I'm the captain now. And that's going to be a lot of y'all with how you individually stand for your own value. You have to be an infinity heir. You have to look people in the eyes and be like, look, I don't need a net worth on Google. I am worth infinity. I don't need liquid assets. I have intangible value that you can't calculate, bitch. I am worth more than your physical instructions can actually denote. And people need to look at you like you're delusional. You're crazy. Anyone can just say that. And yeah, anyone can say that, but I did it, okay? Like, that's like, you have to have that attitude and let reality follow suit. You're not just saying it, you're saying something that's true, and you're going to actually manifest the skills and abilities to manifest that. If you do this right, if you understand the assignment of this transit, then by the time the moon's in Gemini, you will have manifested an attitude that enables you to harness limitlessness and infinity in everything you manifest, so that you won't even really need a job to make a living. This is what you're going to integrate in your new Disney lifestyle. And this is why it's a battle, because there's a collective force, Saturn and Aquarius, with false narratives to take power away from people. God forbid people realize they don't really need to work their job. It's not going to really feed an infrastructure. But you don't serve a territory. You have a king. The kingdom of God is at hand, my friends. And you have the Holy Spirit within. And so tap into that kingdom within. All right? And take back your goddamn power. Watch out for these agents of evil who gaslight you out of your belief in yourself. Y'all stay blessed as always, kids. And until next time, Godspeed. Peace.